I never thought a single phone call could destroy everything I believed about my life. But 3 months ago, I got a voicemail that said only 7 words. Your life isn't yours. Call me back. At first, I thought it was a scam, one of those creepy AI-generated messages. But then the voice repeated my full name, my birthday, my mom's maiden name, and the exact hospital where I was born. Except I wasn't born there. At least, that's what my mom always told me. So, I called the number. A calm male voice answered immediately, like he had been waiting with the phone in his hand. "Ethan," he said, "thank you for finally calling. We have a lot to talk about. I'm your biological father." I laughed. I actually laughed. Because my mom always told me my dad was some broke nobody who left before I was born. And I believe that. I built my whole identity around that. But then the man continued. "My name is Charles Halden. You've probably heard of me." I froze. Everyone in the U.S. has heard of Charles Halden. Billionaire tech founder, philanthropist, owner of half the internet. A man worth over $42 billion. Why would that man claim to be my dad? And then he said the sentence that messed me up more than anything else. "Ethan, your entire childhood was a mistake. You were never supposed to end up with your mother." My heart stopped. "My mother stole you," Charles said calmly, like he was reading a weather report. "She kidnapped you from the hospital. You were supposed to come home with me." I felt my entire body go numb. "That's impossible," I said. "My mom raised me alone. She worked 2 jobs. We lived in a trailer. Why would she steal a billionaire's kid? That makes 0 sense." "You're right," he replied. "It doesn't make sense, unless she wasn't acting alone." There was a pause, a long one, like he was waiting for something, maybe for me to break, to panic, to run. Then he dropped the bomb. "Ethan, someone in my family paid her to take you." I swear my vision blurred. Paid? To take me away from a billionaire life? "Why would anyone do that?" Charles continued, voice tightening. "My company, my empire, has enemies. The worst ones are inside my own bloodline. Someone wanted to remove you permanently. If you weren't in the picture, you couldn't inherit anything. You couldn't threaten them." "Inherit what?" I asked. My voice cracked. "The Halden Foundation," he said. "Control of my companies, billions, responsibility over half the tech infrastructure in the U.S. This was insane, absolutely insane. "And why are you telling me this now?" I whispered. The line went silent for 3 full seconds. Then Charles said, "Because I'm dying. And the people who took you, they found out I'm looking for you. They're going to come after you next." My stomach dropped. "Ethan, listen carefully," he continued. "You have 48 hours to disappear before my family makes their move." My heart hammered so loud I could barely hear the rest. "Pack nothing, don't call anyone. And whatever you do not go home." The call ended so abruptly I didn't even get to breathe. I just sat there, phone in my hand, heart beating like it was trying to escape my chest. 48 hours to disappear, don't go home. My mom stole me, someone in a billionaire family paid her to. It sounded like a paranoia-fueled Netflix plot, but it didn't feel fake. Charles didn't sound like a liar. He sounded terrified. I stepped outside my apartment to get air. Big mistake. Across the street, a black SUV was parked directly facing my building. Engine running, tinted windows, no plates. I wouldn't have thought twice until the driver lifted a phone and snapped a picture of me, slowly, purposefully. I stepped back inside immediately. Before I could even lock the door, my phone buzzed again. A new message from an unknown number. "Go now." No punctuation, no name. My entire body went cold. I shoved my wallet and keys into my pocket. Charles had said no packing, no calling, no stopping. Just leave. But as I reached for the door again, I froze. The doorknob twisted slowly, like whoever was on the other side wanted me to hear every click of the metal. My entire body locked up. I held my breath so hard it hurt. "Ethan," the woman repeated softly. Her tone was sweet, too sweet, manufactured, practiced. The kind of voice people use on pets right before they put them down. "I know you're scared, but you're in danger. Let us help you." Us. Always us. I stepped back silently, gripping my phone like a weapon. Charles's message stared at me on the screen. Do not open the door. The handle turned again, this time harder. Please don't make this difficult, she said, and then her voice dropped the softness completely. We just need to talk. A second voice whispered behind her. Is he alone? My heart nearly stopped. Then, a metallic click. Not from the door, from the hallway. A gun being chambered. That was enough. I bolted toward the fire escape window. I yanked it open and climbed out onto the metal ladder, heart racing so loud I thought they could hear it through the walls. Behind me, my apartment door slammed open. Go, go! A voice shouted. I didn't look back. I flew down the fire escape, skipping entire sections of the ladder. The metal rattled so violently I thought it would snap off the building. When I hit the alley pavement, I didn't stop running, not even when a shot rang out above me and punched into the brick wall inches from my head. I sprinted into the street, lungs burning, mind spinning, and a car screeched to a stop in front of me. The passenger door flew open. Get in! A man shouted. I didn't recognize him, but then I saw the phone in his hand. The lock screen wallpaper was unmistakable. Charles Halden, the billionaire. Your father sent me, the man yelled. Behind me, footsteps thundered down the fire escape. I had 1 second to choose. Run blindly into the city, or get in the car of a stranger claiming to work for the dying billionaire who might be my father. I grabbed the door handle, and I jumped in. The second I slammed the door shut, the driver floored it. Tires screeched, the car fishtailed, and we shot down the street so fast my vision blurred. Behind us, the two figures from my apartment sprinted into the road. One raised a gun, but we were already gone. My chest felt like it was collapsing in on itself. Who the hell are you? I shouted, gripping the seatbelt like it could keep me alive. The man kept his eyes on the road. I'm Marcus, security detail. Former security detail. For Charles. Former? Let's just say anyone who stays loyal to Charles doesn't stay employed long. That wasn't comforting. We turned sharply, flying through empty intersections. Marcus scanned the mirrors constantly. Why are they after me? I asked. Why would a billionaire family even care I exist? Marcus hesitated, just for a split second, but enough for me to notice. They don't want you dead, he said. They want you gone, hidden, controlled. That's not better, he exhaled sharply. Ethan, the Halden family is basically a corporation, and children, heirs, they're assets. You show up now, when Charles is dying, of course they're panicking. My head spun. So they hired people to kidnap me? Kidnap? Marcus shot me a quick, tense look. That wasn't the plan, not originally. There was something in the way he said it, tight, guarded, that made my stomach twist. Before I could ask anything else, he tossed a phone into my lap. That's a secure line. Charles will call you on it when he can. Until then, we're going somewhere safe. And where's that? Marcus turned down a dirt road leading into a forest so dark it looked like ink. A private airstrip, he said. We're getting you out of the state before they regroup. My pulse quickened. Who's they exactly? I asked. Marcus's jaw tightened. Charles's oldest son, he said, and the board he controls. The son? I whispered. Why him? Marcus slowed the car as we reached a locked gate. He leaned in, lowering his voice. I stared at Marcus, waiting for him to take it back, to laugh, to say I misheard him, but he didn't. He just looked at me with this exhausted, haunted expression, like he'd been carrying this truth for years. Why would his son do that? I finally asked. Why would he pay my mom to take me? Marcus killed the engine. The forest swallowed us in silence. Because you were supposed to be the rightful heir, he said. Not him. My heart slammed against my ribs. You don't know the Halden family, Ethan. That empire is worth more than the GDP of small countries. Being in line to inherit it? People will destroy anyone for that. I swallowed hard. So Charles's other son wanted me removed. Not removed. Marcus looked directly at me. Erased. The word hit harder than a punch. Marcus unlocked the gate with a code and we drove deeper, through trees so dense they blocked out the moon. After a minute, he spoke again. Your mother wasn't supposed to raise you, he said quietly. She was supposed to hand you off. Hand me off to Bo. A private facility, off the books. You be alive, but hidden forever. My blood turned to ice. But your mom ran, Marcus continued. She disappeared, changed her name. Charles didn't even know where to start looking. My voice cracked. She saved me. He nodded. She did. And she died because of it. The car rolled to a stop. My heart stopped with it. What? I whispered. Marcus didn't look at me. She didn't fall. She didn't slip. She didn't hit her head in the kitchen. His voice trembled for the first time. That was a cleanup job. A message to Charles. Stop looking for the boy. I couldn't breathe. Before I could say anything, a harsh buzzing sound filled the car. The phone Marcus gave me lit up. Incoming, secure call, Charles Halden. Marcus's eyes widened. Answer it, he said. Something's wrong. He wasn't supposed to call yet. I picked up. Ethan, Charles whispered. His voice was weak, strained, and terrified. They found me. A crash, shouting. Then, I don't have much time. You need to listen carefully. There's something I never told you. Something about why they fear you so much. Static. Then the line went dead. The moment the call cut out, the forest felt too quiet, too still, like the world was holding its breath. Marcus grabbed the phone from my shaking hand and stared at the blank screen. This is bad, he muttered. If they reach Charles, they're already sweeping for us. We have maybe 15 minutes before this location is compromised. My voice barely worked. What did he mean? Why they fear me? Marcus didn't answer right away. He put the car in park, turned to face me fully, and for the first time, he looked scared. Ethan, he said slowly, you weren't just born into the Halden family. You were engineered for it. My stomach flipped. What? Charles's wife had trouble conceiving naturally. They used a private genetics program, cutting-edge stuff, borderline illegal. They designed the perfect heir, perfect memory retention, perfect health profile, enhanced cognitive potential. I stared at him, horrified. You're telling me I'm... What? Some lab experiment? He held up his hands. No, you're human, completely. But you were optimized. The board saw you as an investment, the perfect successor to run the empire. And the older son? I asked. Marcus nodded grimly. He wasn't selected. He wasn't part of the program. So when you were born, when Charles announced you would eventually inherit, he snapped. The forest vibrated with a distant rumble. A helicopter. Low. Searching. Marcus cursed and jumped out of the car. We're out of time. On foot. Now. He yanked open my door. But before I could move, a blinding spotlight exploded through the trees, illuminating the entire clearing like daylight. A voice boomed from a speaker above us. Ethan Halden, step out immediately. Marcus shoved me back inside the car. Don't listen. It's not law enforcement. The helicopter descended lower, branches whipping wildly. I didn't sleep for the next 48 hours, even after Mason's empire collapsed, after the news blasted his crimes on every channel, after the FBI raided his mansion and pulled out safes full of hard drives and cash. I still felt like he was watching me, like he had left a piece of himself inside my life that I would never fully get rid of. But the world didn't know the whole truth. They didn't know that I had pushed the domino. They didn't know that the terrified kid he once tried to groom into his perfect heir was the same kid who destroyed him. A week after Mason's arrest, I got a message request on Instagram. A girl, around my age, her profile private, no mutuals. The message said, he tried to buy my life too. My hands went numb. I replied, asking who she was, what she meant, how she found me. She said, there are dozens of us, maybe more. You're the only one who escaped. We need your help. For a moment, I thought about blocking her, erasing everything, starting new. But I didn't, because running had never saved me. Speaking up did. I typed back, tell me everything. 3 days later, we were all on a group call, 7 of us from different states, different lives, different backgrounds, all with the same story. A billionaire who promised opportunity, mentorship, or a future, and slowly tried to take ownership of their entire existence, their clothes, their accounts, their daily schedules, who they saw, where they went, who they could be. Some of them had escaped years ago, some only months. One girl just 2 weeks before Mason was arrested. Every single one of them thought they were alone. Every single one of them thought no one would believe them. So I made a choice, a stupid, brave, necessary choice. I decided to go public, not with the details that could destroy our privacy, not with the trauma that belonged to all of us, not just me, but with the truth. I recorded a video, not polished, not scripted, just me, shaking a little, standing in my room with bad lighting. I said, "My name is Noah, I'm 19, and a millionaire tried to buy my life." I didn't give Mason's name. The FBI didn't need my help on that part, but I told the world what men like him did in the shadows, how they targeted kids who felt invisible, kids who wanted a future so badly they didn't see the trap. I posted the video. I expected hate. I expected mockery. I expected silence. Instead, it exploded. Millions of views in a week. Thousands of comments from people sharing stories of manipulation, coercion, control. The internet called it the millionaire mentality cult. Documentaries reached out. News channels, podcasters, lawyers, parents. The FBI contacted me again, politely this time, to say my story had encouraged others to come forward and that Mason was now facing dozens of new charges. But all of that, all the noise, wasn't what mattered to me most. What mattered was a message I got from the girl who first reached out. She said, "Because of you, I don't feel crazy anymore." And in that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Freedom. Not the kind Mason tried to sell me. Not the kind that came from money or luxury or promises dipped in gold, but the kind that comes from taking your life back with your own hands. I still have nightmares. I still check my windows twice before going to sleep. I still wonder who I might have become if I hadn't fought back. But I'm alive. My life is my own. And if there's one thing Mason taught me, without ever intending to, it's this. Some millionaires buy companies. Some buy politicians. Some buy entire cities. But the most dangerous ones are the ones who try to buy people. And if you ever meet someone like that, run, fight, speak, because your life is worth more than anything they could ever offer.